Hello everyone. We are in special moments. We just concluded the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, and we are going closer and closer to Yom Kippur. We are in the period of the 10 days, as it's called, Aseret Yemei Tshuva, the 10 days of atonement, the 10 days of Tshuva. Are we coming to a special Shabbos? And the Shabbos is called, the name of the Shabbos, we call it Shabbos Tshuva. In other words, the Shabbos is a part of the 10 days of Tshuva. Long explanation, but not for now, that the Tshuva of Shabbos is a different level. As we know, Shabbos is the greatest level of Tshuva, or one of the greatest levels of Tshuva. And then we go until Yom Kippur. And that's the idea of the 10 days. We start from the beginning of Rosh Hashanah, as Rosh Hashanah is crowning the king, and it's the first step of Tshuva, and then we go higher and higher and higher till we come to the peak, to the highest, and this is Yom Kippur. And the reason we need 10 days, as we know about Jews, everything is in 10, like we have 10 faculties, God has got 10 attributes, everything is in 10 levels. And this is how we work to go from one level to another level. And when we come to the greatest level, to the 10th level, this is the ultimate tshuva. And this is, in a certain sense, as I said before, Shabbos is a great level of tshuva. Yom Kippur is even greater. This is why Yom Kippur is called Shabbat Shabbaton, a double Shabbos. This is why Yom Kippur, they went to the Kodesh HaKodashim. As we know, the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, would go in Yom Kippur in the Kodesh HaKodashim. There is Kodesh, holy. Like Shabbos is called Shabbat Kodesh, holy Shabbos. Yom Kippur is called Shabbat Shabbaton, the holiest of the holiest. And this is why Yom Kippur is a time the Kohen Gadol goes to the holiest of the holiest, to Kodesh HaKodashim. In Yom Kippur itself, we know we have 5 tefillot, 5 prayers. And as Hasidus teaches us, these 5 tefillot represents the 5 levels of our neshama, that in Yom Kippur we connect to one level, the next level, till the highest level of the neshama. This is called Yechida Shebenefesh. That's the ultimate level of our neshama. And this is the time of Ne'ilah. For this last moments of the year, we connect. In Yom Kippur, we connect to the greatest connection possible. And it's called Yechida. Yechida means the soul, when it's one and only with Hashem, and this is the moment we become one and only with Hashem. Again, as Yom Kippur, but the Kohen Gadol, that himself alone would walk into the Kodesh HaKodashim, himself was with Hashem, no one there. And it says if an angel could not be inside the Kodesh HaKodashim while the Kohen Gadol was there. That's the most beautiful moment, most beautiful time, most beautiful connection we have with Hashem. And that's the beautiful time that we can do tshuva. And this is how we see people, Jews, through decades, and in Mitzvah Hashem, but this year the same, but hopefully this year with Mashiach, the moments of tshuva that Jews reach at that level, this time of Yom Kippur, is unbelievable. I just want to share a short story about it, and with this we'll conclude, because this is the time everybody's busy preparation for Shabbat Shuvah, for Yom Kippur, for the Kapparas and Sukkot, and it's a very busy time for everyone. So we'll do it short. And the story is with a great tzaddik. They called him Reb Leib Saris. I mean, Leib, that was his name, the son of Sarah. But they say that was not really his name. There's a lot of stories going on about him. He was in the time one of the disciples of the Maggid of Mizrich, one of the disciples also of the Baal Shem Tov, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in that era, that time, the time of the Baal Tanya, the time of the Alter Rebbe. And he would be a traveler. That was his mission, always traveling. When the story is, he came right before Yom Kippur to a certain village. And he hoped in that village will have Yom Kippur services. But when he came to that village, he asked, are we having services over here for Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur needs a minyan, or could travel? They said, we are 8, but usually we have 2 people from outside of the village that come in and they join us for the prayer. So don't worry, Rabbi, we'll be okay. Especially you are number 9, so we need 1 other 2 to come. But guess what? It came in Yom Kippur, or almost there, and the other 2 did not come in, they were 9. And Rabbi Leib Saris got a little bit, Yom Kippur, no minyan, what are we going to do? He said, we can't do nothing. So he says, please tell me, there must be a Jew in this place. There must be someone. They say, no, there's nobody. He says, sure there's nobody? So finally one of the Jews tells him, yeah, there is the Poritz. The Poritz was the duke, the one that owned the whole property, the whole village, and so on and so forth. He is a Jew. He was a Jew many years ago. But he's, unfortunately today, he left everything. Not only left everything, he is a big anti-Semite. That's the only one we have. So he says, it's still a Jew for me. It's a Jew. Let's bring him to shul. So they start laughing. He's not coming to shul. He is, if anything, is unfortunately the opposite. He said, no, we need a minyan. We're going to go get him. So he asked one of the people, please go to him and get him. He said, please. He's going to beat me up. These dogs will be chewing me into pieces. I can't go there. He says, don't worry. You know, I'm a great man. Don't worry. Go there. They'll come. And he's pleading and begging, don't. But he still says, go there and go get him. Well, it's a long story, but the point is, he came there, and it's a miracle after a miracle. He walked in, and he walked over to this Poritz, and he tells them, Rabbi Psaris he's told me to tell you to come to the minyan because we're missing a tent. Oh, you're the only Jew over here. You got to come. He says, really? He says, yeah. Okay, I'm coming. And this Jew looks at him. This guy, but he doesn't ask questions. He runs away because he's scared to get beaten up. He runs away from there as fast as he can. But this Poritz runs after him. He says, please don't run so fast. I don't know where your synagogue is. I want to go there, but I can't do so fast. And finally, the Poritz comes to the synagogue. And he walks into the synagogue, and Rabbi Psaris sees him. Oh, you the tent. Ah, Baruch Hashem, we have a minyan. And he gave him a talus, and he gave him a machzer, said, you sit over here and you daven with us, you stay with us. We have 10, and Rabbi Psaris became the chazan himself. What is being a chazan? Great chazan. I don't know how great voice he had, but he had a great chazan, a holy man. He was davening the Kol Nidra and everything else. That everyone in that synagogue, whoever was there, was melting. And that Poritz sitting the other side broke. He came there, but he had no idea where he came into. He started crying, weeping. He's like, his face was covered with a talus. Nobody's able to see his face. The prayer was over. Everybody left home besides Rabbi Psaris is saying, kill him. And this man sitting there and crying. This was going on all night. Rabbi Psaris sitting at one corner and doing his tehillim, and this man sitting and crying. And finally came the next morning again with the prayer, the chazan against Rabbi Psaris and his davening with the deepest melodies, with the deepest heart. And that heart of this Jew rips open. Finally, when it came to Ne'ilah, Rabbi Psaris asked that this man should open up the ark. As we know, open up for Ne'ilah is one of our greatest things, the greatest blessings, the greatest revelations. He asked he should open up the ark. He walked over there. He opened up the ark. And he was standing there and davening. I don't know what he was davening, but he was there. And Rabbi Psaris gave a Ne'ilah that, like a holy man like this. When it came towards the end of the Ne'ilah, when Rabbi Psaris said, Hashem Elokim the 7 times. As we know, this is the greatest moment that we give ourselves over to Hashem. When he said, why do 7 times Hashem Elokim? That severity turns to kindness. As being explained in many places, let's not get into it now. But there were some special moments. In that moment, our friend, the Poritz, just fell on the floor in a deep faint. And that to conclude the minyan, only with 9. And Rabbi Psaris concluded the prayer and said, what a Yom Kippur! We took this Jew and we brought him to the greatest level of tshuva of a tzaddik gamur, a complete tzaddik. That's the beauty of our Yom Kippur. We got to get all ready for it. And this is 5 steps. We are today in the middle of the steps to Yom Kippur. Let's get ready for the Yom Kippur special coming for Shabbos Shuvah. Let's do this Shuvah this Shabbos, but Shuvah with Simcha. And we go higher and higher till Yom Kippur. We become the complete connection to Hashem, like the Kohen Gadol, the Kodesh HaKodeshim. Have yourself all a beautiful Shabbos, a great meaningful fast on Yom Kippur, and hopefully we should have the real connection with Hashem, with Mashiach Tzidkenu. Good Shabbos.